Now I want to show you a demonstration of Newton's rings. And I've got this picture up here to try and just give you a quick conceptual overview of why these form. And then I'll show you the actual object, and I think I can zoom in and actually show you the ring pattern that takes shape in the real world. Fingers crossed this goes. So I've got a device here. You probably can't see it that far, but if I put it up here on the screen, that's what it looks like in real, right? This is about 2 inches in real life, and then this just magnifies it over here on this table, right? And so you can see there is a faint ring pattern if I get the angle just right. We'll make it look better in a minute. But the idea is what's inside this device. There's a plano convex lens with the convex side resting on a optical flat, basically a giant flat rectangular slab. There is a tiny air gap in between them. So this is not to scale, right? This piece of glass is actually much thicker than the air gap. So the thin film in this instance is the air gap. Now, what will happen is light rays will come in this way. And so when the light rays come in, there's a reflection off every, right? Obviously there's a reflection right here, but we're going to ignore that because it's not a thin film. There's going to be a reflection off this this glass to air interface. And then there's a reflection off this air to glass interface. And these two are reflections off a thin film, which is kind of on the order of a wavelength there. And that's what's going to cause the interference pattern. As we know, you're going to see interference patterns more clearly if we have a single wavelength of light instead of white light. So a lot of these LED light sources, right, it's a red LED, a green LED, and a blue LED simultaneously shining such that you see white light. But if I can take this down, I've got a sodium lamp here, which is producing more monochromatic light. We see a lot of this kind of yellowish orange light, a lot of street lamps. And then another thing I can do to make this show up is I've got this black cloth, which just kind of gets rid of some of the extra light and makes it darker, easier to see. Hold on, give me just a second. Let's put this down, spread this out. Right, so the idea is if you're seeing the reflection of the white light off the bottom surface, it's harder to see the glare. We're trying to basically look at the glare. I'm going to turn the upper base off. I'm going to move this over here. Whoops. And then I'm going to try and zoom in. Whoops. Let me turn that back on for a second. Find the remote. Yeah. Oh, did I just cover it up with this blanket? Oh my gosh. Calculator. Oh my gosh, where did I put the dang? Are you kidding me? There it is. All right, so now what I want to do is get this on the screen. I'm going to zoom in here and over so that we're just looking at the monitor. Hopefully it'll focus on that. And then I'm going to actually zoom in on the monitors. Whoops. We're going to zoom in on this. So now we're looking just at that face of glass. If you're wondering what those screws are for, that's for adjusting that piece of silver is a screw that you can adjust. That's my thumb for scale. Let's go just a little bit closer. You're not going to see the pattern until you're seeing light reflected on it. So now I'm going to try and turn this off. I'm going to shine the light on it. And I have to move this. I have to rotate this a little bit. Oh. Sorry, let me do this. Turn the light back on, zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna make sure it's in focus first. There we go. Autofocus, done. Now turn the light off. Now turn this light on it. And hopefully if I rotate this and get the light to reflect there, you can see the pattern really well. So now you can see a bunch of rings. In the monochromatic light, it shows up really well. Notice it's dark at the center and then the rings get closer together as you go farther out. And now what I'm going to do is show you with the white light instead of this source. White light coming on. Where is it? Right here. And now I'll rotate it again. If I get it just right, you can see that ring pattern show up. But you get kind of a rainbow now. Let's see if I can get it again. Tough one to show. Come on, where are you? There it is. All right, and so it's a little bit bright there. Maybe if I cut the brightness some. Whatever. So if I close the iris, that makes it dimmer. Might be able to see the pattern a little bit better. Oh, open just a little bit. Sheesh, what a ridiculous thing to try and show over Zoom, huh? There it is. Oh my gosh, there's the pattern. All right, and there you can see those nice rainbow rings. Oh my gosh, this was really difficult to show on Zoom. Sorry, this is what I got, but there you can see the pattern. It looks pretty cool. And then just for reference, I'll tighten one of the screws and we should see this pattern move. So that you can just adjust the thickness of the air gap. Looks kind of cool, right? And move the center of the spot. All right, we better stop this video.